Hey guys, we're here at Canoe Creek State Park in Pennsylvania. The last time I did a video was in the middle of winter, and so you can see how lush and green it gets. And I saw these lily pads, and you can see all the lotus flowers there, which is so cool. See all the green, and there's some purple on the flowers here. See the blue skies, some puffy clouds. We're gonna go do a video here in just a bit, but I thought I'd capture this scene here to put on the video with whatever we co-create today. Oh, there's a pink flower right beside me, and then there's some orange, so all kind of different colors here. I guess some people would call these weeds instead of flowers, but whatever, they're still pretty. And I'm just gonna cut this off right now, and we're gonna go find a spot to do a message for humanity. Alright guys, so here we're coming across some of these webbings in the tree, and I think they're moths. Like, we used to have gypsy moths that used to come every so many years or something, and then you see all these caterpillars coming out. And to me, as soon as I saw it, I thought, wow, this reminds me of humanity, and this is where we've been for a long time, and we have the opportunity to break out of this webbing that we created for ourselves, and it was seemingly imposed upon us. But now I see it from a different light, and that is that this was a self-imposed cocoon, if you will, and now we no longer need, I hate to even use the word protection, but we don't need that. It's not necessary anymore, because we've gotten to these higher vibrations where the abundance is all around us, and we can attract whatever we so choose and vibrate where we want to vibrate. It's a choice. And so I saw this and thought, I should put that in the video. And so let me just pan around here so you can see. Sun's out, it's nice and warm, a little breeze, as you can probably hear. There's a little birdie up in the tree there. And so as we break out of that webbing and we head towards the light, I think that we're going to have a whole new experience here on this planet over the next several weeks, months, years, within a short period of time. Though I really think 2016 is a big year for us. I just have that feeling, and I think all the things that need to be transmuted and transcended are happening now. And so I guess what we'll do is we'll go find a place to do a quick message, and as it relates to what I just said. Hey guys, we're here at Canoe Creek State Park in Pennsylvania. We come upon this bridge here, and then so we're going to do a little message here. You can hear the stream in the background. Terry is behind me preparing herself for this message. And what's interesting is looking at this bridge and seeing the water under the bridge. And as we have that saying, it's water under the bridge, I think that that's where humanity has to go with forgiveness for all of those who have seemingly perpetuated a problem or created one, created wars, all that, because the fight against is like fighting fire with fire. You just perpetuate the problem. So when you truly have unconditional love for your opposition, whether it be positive or negative, it is nothing more than unconditional love, and therefore there is no right or wrong. And so as I see this, I see humanity also coming with the awareness that's necessary to have that conscious thought of water under the bridge. And so as I continue around here with this water, I'm going to shut this off just for a few seconds here until some people pass, and then allow Terry to get into this state of being for the message that we're looking to create at this time. Okay, so as I reset up here, Terry is ready, her channels that are coming through to give us a message about humanity and the current timelines that we're on, and the water under the bridge, the unconditional love, the cocoon, so to speak. And with that, I'm gonna give the floor to those who are coming through this channel. Welcome.
We are here as the elements of a conglomerate of all in the presence of nature. There is a peacefulness in what you relate to as meditation, in the quietness of meditation, yet in nature, life is a reality all by itself. It is not like your textbooks that you are taught of what nature is, but it is a oneness that creates a world of its own. And then as you see the reality of different dimensions, where you could step into another dimension and understand nature, even at a level of its own reality as you blend one into it. So it all fits together. When those of mankind becomes a picture, so to speak, like your camera, there is an imprint that lays upon that picture. And then creation comes through the illusion of it. That illusion of creating what you wish to see, how you wish to blend into one aspect of yourself into another aspect of reality, creating your own truth. Creating your own wisdom, your oneness with even just a leaf, or the tree, or with one another. So it becomes a co-creation. And then the energy vibrations that go with these blendings, so to speak. So when you have the blending of those energies, the energies become one and mutate into a new creation. Being the empath in a physical form and allowing the energies to blend within the physical form of a third dimensional aspect of flesh and blood, it does relate to an energy aspect of blending into one with the water as though you become the water. Even through the denseness. We realize there is a topic of interest. The topic of interest is the abundance. And how to manifest abundance. And we shall wait a moment as the energy disturbs.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a few people that are coming by, so we're just gonna pause this and then come back to it. Okay guys, and so we're gonna go back to the channels here and pick up where we left off about the message of abundance.
The message of abundance is all around. It is abundance at different levels of consciousness. As those that are in the third dimensional reality of pain, looking always for pain and pleasure, the abundance they create in their linear world creates their happiness, but as they revolve into a higher awareness, then they begin to feel this sense of becoming a slave to others. And then they must begin to realize that it is time to break out of that old school thought, leaving behind their what holds them back from moving forward. And it usually is fear of what is comfortable. But is it really comfortable when they are always in fear? So it is the question of what you are willing to give up in your life so that you may move forward. Because when you give something up, it creates a freedom. And it is not what others think that you should give up. It is what the internal self tells you that you must give up. And there may be a resistance, but that resistance fades away as your wanting becomes stronger than what you are experiencing. Abundance becomes freedom, but yet abundance is not always what you would call money. Abundance is friendships, the blending of what is around you that creates joy, and what around you that creates joy is a sense of abundance. Yet if there is an intention of something that you feel would create joy, that is where you take those steps in action. And action is the dreams, the desires, the thought that comes through. And when you take action without fear, that comes to you so much quicker than it would be if you still lingered in the fear. And there are many on this planetary reality that suffer in that fear. For right now, in your existence of reality, there is so much that is happening that creates many to be either in a tremendous fear to where they stay in that fear, or they have no choice but to move on because it comes to a place where they have no choice. For soon, as your energy levels that pass through this earth plane, they are creating an expansion in all of life. This makes you face many obstacles, many aspects of yourself. So, if you are not to rise, then you'll stay. If you are to rise, then you will move. And you will create the abundance. And as the abundance comes, you feel the sense of joy. Follow that joy. When you follow that joy, then that is what is there around you that is giving you these gifts, for the energy is right there in your present moment. It's to be able to open up your eyes, open up your senses, open up into the self, the spiritual self, the energetic self, and work through those aspects of your humanity. Does this sound reasonable?
Oh, absolutely. And so the times that we're in within this linear way of looking in a 3D sense, because humanity, we're in physical form, and we're also in energies that are coming through, as you say, at this particular moment of now. And so it just has this feeling that with each year there's a demarcation with what's to be accomplished within what we perceive as a year's time. And so to me it seems like we're shedding the old, and those who choose to, and it's an opportunity as a higher potential, as these energies that you're speaking of are coming through and are all around us at this particular moment of now. And so with one of the variables being free will and choosing, it seems to me that we have an opportunity for an acceleration and expansion. And so, could you speak on that?
The acceleration of expansion is the movement. There is a strong movement. You can feel it in nature, you can feel it within yourself. It is in our concept of the blending of the nature, for nature knows more than humanity does, that there is a big change about to happen, and it has been happening subtly, and if your eyes are open, your senses are aware, you are seeing the subtle changes occurring, such as just in this aspect of your earth going only to 3 seasons is because of the access, all the energies that have been passing through this universe is creating everything to move.
Including the tilt of the Earth is what you're saying with the axis? That's what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
Yes. So everything else begins to change.
Right.
Thought, nature, your animals, even the consciousness of animals. The consciousness of energy itself begins to change.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like a recoding, a new code
Sure.
being transmitted into the whole illusion. It is a new matrix that you are moving into.
Mm-hmm.
A new, many of you who meditate may be seeing a lot of codings.
Mm-hmm.
You may not
Symbols.
understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand it. For we are blended as energy.
Mm-hmm.
We know we must live off of energy. You look at food as your energy, but there will be a time when you won't need so much food.
Mm-hmm.
And so this change, for those who are in the awareness, realizes that it will be quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it is coming quick.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot translate time to you.
Sure.
For your time to us is... we just travel with time. You seem to stay planted in time, and you make up these rules for time.
Sure.
Those will eliminate at some point. For humanity, for it to live longer, for it to create longer, if it shifts into these higher realms, those who shift, not everyone on your planet will shift into these higher dimensions.
Right.
Those who know that they are shifting, they will shift into the higher dimensions.
Right.
Even the new ones that are being born
Mm-hmm.
into your conscious reality
Mm-hmm.
already have a knowing, and they will shift into the new reality.
Mm-hmm.
This is why a lot of you keep on saying things like your third dimensional world is disappearing, or you don't seem to relate to the hustle and bustle,
Right.
or you're irritated
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
in the feeling like you're still enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
Do not worry. You will not be enslaved. And it is important that those who are shifting, those who are here to help with the shift, understand this.
Mm-hmm.
For there is a energy source that you brought with you. You may call them guides or angels or elementals or whatever you want to call them, but they are guiding you because you already are on that path. You cannot go backwards once you have reached a certain forwardness. And so is everything this way.
Right.
Everything, your planet, your universe, you cannot go backwards once you go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And those who are here that are in this third dimensional thought process,
Mm-hmm.
still living as a slave species, they will remain, but they will be in a different consciousness. They will be in a different how do you say the words? They will be in a plane of their own.
Okay.
And so just like your trees, you may see them as a oneness, yet others see them as separate.
Mm-hmm.
So your third dimensional world is the same as your animals, your trees, nature.
Mm-hmm.
Nature is smarter than humanity all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
for it knows how to survive. It goes with the flow of life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask us how this is happening, it is a natural process of energy thought.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you leave the consciousness of this physicalness,
Mm-hmm.
you're still creating. So why not create in the form?
Mm-hmm.
And as you create in the form, you become lighter and lighter, and especially as you feel joy.
Mm-hmm.
Did this answer those questions?
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you.
To relish in the feelings of everything in this bubble
Mm-hmm.
of creation that the two
Mm-hmm.
has created.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to enjoy it through the eyes and the feelings.
The senses. Mm-hmm.
It is a wonderful feeling. And the blessing is that both of you that are in the energy of it will always retain it, and it becomes one with you.
Wonderful.
That is the blessing of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back, Joe.
I see that. So how
That
do you
was
feel?
nice. I liked that feeling. I felt like I was flowing
Yeah.
with the wind.
What's interesting is the wind, as I'm sitting here picturing all this, and I'm just going to pan over here a little bit. And so, just for the purposes of education, as I am sitting here listening to the trickle of the stream, we perceive it as sound from water running over the rocks. But from a higher vantage point, it is actually, well, that's true in a third-dimensional linear way, but sound is actually energy, and light is energy, and so they're both vibration. And so as you sit here and you get quiet, you actually tune into that and you become it. The vibration goes within you and you're within it, and the next thing you know, you're all connected. And so as you hear that, and then I was watching the wind also, and even though the wind, until it hits you, you feel that. It's an energy that's coming through from a higher vantage point.
I felt connected to the wind more than the water. You felt connected to the water.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
But I'm
cool.
witnessing both, and so it's really interesting. I'm listening to this, I think it's a katydid up here, as the nature is tuning in with us in this, or we're creating it or co-creating within this illusion. And I feel the sun. Of course, we're using our 5 senses, and so the blessing is that we get to experience through the senses of the physicality. And the butterflies were coming in, and the hummingbirds were all around us.
I recall seeing the butterflies. They're all kind of like dancing around your leg.
Yeah, I watched the channel as they were watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it going, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, it is. And then all the flies were
Yeah.
coming together. It always happens when we channel.
Yeah.
It's like they gravitate to the energy.
It definitely.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty quiet, and we did have a few people that were coming down, which we paused and just to allow them to, experience.
I think this is important to say.
Sure.
Is that when I went into what you call a meditation to bring up a higher energy source, which I felt like I was channeling the elements that was around me.
Yes, you actually said that.
Okay.
Well, the channels did.
Even though I felt like I was part of the wind.
Oh, yeah.
But now this is what's really interesting. Even though I'm very in the center of the feelings, I'm still feeling the feelings.
Right.
I'm noticing that as I'm coming back into this third dimensional,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever dimension it is, or
Yeah.
into the body type
Right.
thing,
Right.
I'm noticing that it's not as I feel still feel light,
Yeah.
but I feel the separation,
Ah. Mm-hmm.
which is what this linear world is all about.
It is.
Separation.
Yes, definitely.
And but then because I can go into those channels,
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the oneness and the blending. And for people to realize that if they just meditate in nature like that,
Yeah.
they would be able to blend into that and see that there is another reality that can be created.
Sure.
Wow. Because I'm starting to feel like I'm not feeling what I felt a moment ago.
Sure.
But I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain.
Well, you can be at two places at one time, and it seems to me, or more.
Everything seems separate, like the like you just said, the water's
Right.
separate. The sounds now are separate.
But what's
before-
nice is we've done this for the purpose of the experience.
Yeah.
We've separated. Everything is separate, and it has its name to it, which separates it.
Yeah.
And so it is interesting to talk about it, just so people understand it. Yes, in a physicality and a 3 to 4D understanding, it is separate, but from a higher perspective, it's all one.
It's all one.
It's all energy.
And
so
it's beautiful.
yeah, so depending where your consciousness is and where you're focused on is what you are experiencing. That's what it's all about, the
Right.
experience. And so it's interesting that you bring that up.
Well, I felt that I needed to because I'm feeling what I felt in the channel and what I'm feeling right now. Even though I'm still in beauty, I feel the sense of beauty.
Yeah.
Which means that my vibrations are still in the nature of where I'm at right
Yeah.
now. And so that's why I thought, well, maybe I should share that with you, because not everybody's going to understand what the channels are speaking.
Sure.
And then another thing that I'm recognizing too is that nothing bothers me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the third dimensional reality of getting put back into that slave species,
Yeah.
so to speak,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, everything is an irritation.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have this consciousness that there is something bigger
Right.
that we can move into, that we are moving into.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool.
And so everybody has the potential to do this. And so that's what this message is
Yeah.
about. It's like, look, this isn't just a one-person deal. Anybody can do it if they so choose. And the expansion and the acceleration that we were talking about earlier is before us, is around us, is within us. And so you can either go with the flow and jump on the choo-choo and go 100 mile per hour as things accelerate, or you can allow yourself to be left behind, so to speak. But it's a choice. It's like when the train leaves the station, it may be slow to start, but as we go through this acceleration process, again, it's a choice. And so, sorry about that. I'm going to try to wrap this up real quick because my phone is out of memory. And so, Terry, is there any final words?
I think the final words would be basically just to strive to go towards joy. Do things that create joy and start that simple. I know that a lot of times when somebody comes to me for hypnosis, they're thinking that they're going to get a magic pill and that everything's going to go away. But what they notice is that they feel joyful for about 3 days afterwards,
Right.
which gives them the opportunity to feel that sense of joy because they relaxed. So learn to relax, learn to be, and then find joy in everything that you see around you.
Awesome. Okay, so until next time, guys, we're going to send you love, light, and laughter.